In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create these AI slop meta ads that are absolutely printing right now. As you can see, this is one of my clients, a little over 15k just yesterday. So I'm going to break down exactly what these creatives are, why they work so well, and I'm going to show you how to create them using AI. And at the end, I'm actually going to give you the Claude skill so that can actually do like 90% of the work for you. Let's get into it. Right, first things first, let's just kind of show you some examples of ones that I found on Get Hooked. There's a ton of brands running these right now, and basically all they are like little kind of cartoon ads. The reason this is working so well right now is, number one, it's just different to most other ads. Number two is this type of AI content is everywhere in the feed right now. It's all over TikTok, it's all over Twitter, it's all over Instagram. So we're going to leverage that kind of trend to create ads with it. We don't need to worry about like AI UGC and the lip sync and the hand movements. It's literally just like cartoon characters. We're leaning into the fact that these are AI ads. Let me show you some examples. So this one is one that I made for Jave Coffee. I made this in like 20 minutes, fully edited.
Every single morning, it's the same thing. Another sugary coffee and absolutely nothing to actually feed me. Wondering why I can't focus. 10 grams of whey protein, MCTs for fuel, and real coffee in one single scoop.
So yeah, the good thing about this is it is literally just limited by your creativity, and there's a ton of different angles that you can play into. Like this one's more of like a cartoon kind of Pixar one. This is for Pet Lab Co. We've got another one for a pet product. This one over here is something to do with, I can't remember, it was like some product to help you stop smoking or something. And yeah, you can just get
Hi, I'm Papaya. Parasites hate me. When I power
use these. Talks about what
this
it's
one's
for.
actually
Side
just
notes.
used it
Didn't
for
know
the
if you have
hooks,
this.
so people are doing that as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to create like an entire storyline all with like kind of cartoon characters. So I'm going to pull up the Claude skill and we're going to do an example ad live. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the Claude skill. So this is the skill that you're going to get access to. It's super easy to use, and it works to the point where all you're doing is literally just copy pasting and like kind of talking through ideas. So I'm going to pull that up right now. Cartoon ad skill. This is the brand that we're going to do it for. So it's Pet Lab Co. We're going to do their joint care supplement for dogs. And yeah, we'll just kind of come up with a cool idea where we can maybe have like a little cartoon dog and it's struggling to walk or something like that. We'll let AI help us come up with the idea as well. Okay, so the way this thing works, super simple. We can just give it a URL or a product brief, or if you've got like some sort of brand context skill, you can pull that up. For this example, I'm just literally going to paste in the URL. So it's going to pull in like a little brief. So does this brief look right? We'll just confirm that, and then that is going to then write us a script. So we're going to pick an angle. It's then going to write a script, and then we're going to kind of like dial it in, make sure it's going to follow our storyline or our idea that we have planned out. Claude is being an absolute pain today, but the way that I have set this up is it will basically give you kind of 3 angles. So one here is the suffering body part. So it's saying like a dog's knee joint talks to the camera. It's creaky, stiff, and it's struggling, and then the actual joint could like speak to the camera. Or we have the arrival, so maybe like the product actually comes in like a little character. The villain invasion, so this could be like a little creature that's squeezing a dog's knee joint or something like that. So that's gonna give you some like ideas for your ad. The best way that I like to think about it is I just kind of take this with a pinch of salt, and then I'll normally give it my own angle that I've thought of when I actually go to create the ad. So I'm just going to use Whisper Flow, and I'm basically just going to tell it the idea that I have in my head. Okay, so the idea that I was thinking of is not to have like a body part as the cartoon characters, literally just have the dog as the character, and the dog's kind of walking around, it's kind of limping a little bit, and it's speaking to the camera, saying that it's always got sore knees and it can't run like it used to, and it kind of builds up that little storyline, and then it moves into, then my owner started giving me these little chews, they taste amazing, this is how they work, and then it goes into the mechanism. So there, I'm just going to give it that. It's then going to take that and it's going to write a script for me. Okay, so here's the script. Starts off, I used to be the fastest dog at the park. Genuinely, nobody could catch me. But lately my knees have been killing me. Every morning I get up and it takes me a minute just to stand properly. And the stairs, forget it. I just sit at the bottom and wait for someone to carry me up. I could see my owner watching me. She knew something wasn't right. Then one day she pulls out this little chew and it smelled like pork. Obviously I was interested. Turns out it's blah blah blah. Then it goes into the mechanism and then we're going to end and then the little dog's going to be running about. So that's why these work so well, because you can be as creative as you want and you can basically make anything that you want. So that is all good. What we're going to do now is just say next. What it's going to do next is it's actually going to build that script into story blocks. So this is where you can let the Claude skill kind of take over, or you can describe your visual direction. Because I have an idea in my head, I'm going to describe it. Okay, I want the first scene to be like the dog maybe sitting in the kitchen and he's just like speaking to the camera and he's kind of reminiscent of how he used to be the fastest dog. And then as the scenes progress, he starts like kind of limping around the kitchen as he's speaking. Then we cut to another scene where the owner brings in a chew and he's all excited. And then we go through like the mechanism and then you can take over from there. Or like I said, you can literally just let the Claude skill take over from there, and it normally comes up with some really good scenes and it's really good at storyboarding. Okay, so what it's doing now is it's laying out all of the scenes. The next part is the style. Okay, so on the style selection, you have basically 4 styles, or you can have like a hybrid. So we've got the Pixar style, the cartoon character. You want to think of Pixar as like Pixar, and then the cartoon character is more like clay-like 3D. Think like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. So for this example, we're going to go full Pixar character. Another one is the hybrid one. So that's really good if you want to do like a product as a cartoon, but it's in a real background. So that's when you would choose the hybrid one. Now it's asking me what breed for the dog character. We're just going to go Golden Retriever. So this is where the power of this skill is really built in. What that's then going to do is it's going to build you your starter frames for actually creating the assets. So I just need to take this, copy and paste it. Now this is a little tool that I built just so that I don't need to pay for Higgsfield. But if you want to use Higgsfield, whatever you want to use, you're going to use it for Nano Banana 2. We're going to generate a 9 by 16. I'm going to get 2 generations just to see what it looks like. But yeah, you can use Gemini, you can use Higgsfield, but you want to go and generate the images using Nano Banana 2. Okay, so let's take a look at the generations. This one looks really cool. Buddy, he's looking all nice and sad. So this is going to be perfect for our starter frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download that. Then I'm going to say approved. What that's going to then do is that's going to create my video prompt that we're going to use in VO 3.1. So for this example, I could use my little Higgsfield tool that I've got here, but I have Flow and I have the Ultra plan, so it's cheap as anything for credits. I think it costs you 10 credits per generation. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to come over, I'm going to pull in the starter frame. We'll drop that in there. We will grab our prompt, we'll put that in there, and then when that starter frame is uploaded, we're going to use it as a starter frame. So as that's generating, this is how you can do them super fast. Like for example, the Javi coffee one, I was able to do that start to finish in around 20 minutes. And it's because you can just start queuing up the rest of the videos. So all we need to do now is just say next. And then that's going to give us our starter frames and our video frames for the next scene. Now there's something that the key here to getting that consistency through the full thing is use your starter frame as a reference image for the next frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over to my little Higgsfield tool. I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to use Nano Banana 2 edit, and then I'm going to upload that first image here. 9 by 16 word count 2. It's going to send that image in, and then that is going to generate scene 2. Okay, so we've got our scene 3 images. Let's just take a look at what we're working with for this one and choose one. This one could work. They're maybe a little bit too dramatic, to be honest, but I like the look of this one. That one could probably work, actually. So yeah, we'll download that, throw that into VO, and we'll get on with scene 3. What I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and generate the rest of the ad in its entirety. We'll come back when I've got all of the assets, and then we'll edit it together in CapCut. Okay, so literally just finished. Take a look at what we've got in here. Had to do quite a few regenerations. It's just the game that you play when you're making ads with AI. The good thing is if you've got Google AI Ultra, it costs you like 10 credits per video. So I normally just either always keep it on 2 or 4. And that means that you're always just going to be generating enough so that you can choose in case there's any like little kind of artifacts in them. But basically I just downloaded them. You can put it onto a storyboard in there in VO3, but there's just like no, it doesn't really make sense. Just download the ones that you need. Pull it over into CapCut. So let me just show you what we're working with here. We obviously had the hook that you guys saw at the start.
Catch me. Every morning
he's walking through, he's a little bit sore. We had this little part when he's on the stairs.
Stairs? Forget it! I just sit at the bottom and wait for someone to carry me up. This little chew. It smelled amazing,
the product
like
at this
pork.
part.
Glucosamine and green lip mussel. They actually help rebuild the cartilage around my joints. And
that's a little bit of education around the actual product. Then we have the part when he's back to running about.
within a few weeks, I was
back
on the stairs. Back
at the
being
park.
And look at how fast I...
And then the last closing scene.
Dogs slowing down. Maybe they just need a little help. Like I did, get them Pet Lab Co.
And then that's pretty much you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, don't worry about this being perfect either. You need to remember like who your customer is. Depending on your customer, they just want to watch a little cool video about a dog. Like, do you know what I mean? So don't get too hung up on it. It's more about like testing the concepts and getting creative with it. And when you're actually doing these, they're actually quite fun, to be honest. Like, as you start like making more of them, and you can have like some pretty wild ideas, and you can actually just implement it. It's not like you need to worry, like I said before, about like AI UGC and stuff. And that's pretty much it. Literally all you would need to do is throw some auto captions onto it. Let's get that done. Obviously what I would like to do is I would like to hand it off to an editor and let them do this, just because they can add overlays, they can add in little cuts, they could maybe add in like, you know, like little medical animations of like how the product works and stuff like that. They could add their own stuff into it, but you can in theory just throw it up exactly like this. Let's just pick like a little template. Wait a minute, where's it? There's templates in CapCut. And that's the beauty of like this style. You can literally just pick like the most simple style of caption, like this one with a, or this one would probably be better. Or let's say the red one. The green one always looks pretty good. Yeah, that one would look pretty good. That was the one that I done for the Javi coffee. Maybe just pull the caption up there. And then obviously you can put like your headlines and stuff in here. That would probably be ideal, so it looks kind of... You've got a little cartoon VSL. But yeah, that is pretty much it, start to finish. Like I say, obviously it just comes down to your creativity. And some products will work better than others. But again, that kind of comes down to your creativity as well, because you can just come up with like some sort of scene that will work perfectly. And obviously the longer you take on storyboarding this out, scripting it out, add multiple characters, sitting there generating the videos until it's perfect, you can get something that is literally like, you know, like big brand, like movie style quality, if you're willing to like sit. Or you can quickly whip up like a few different concepts and get them testing.
Every
like,
single morning it's the same thing.
That
Another
was for the
sugary
Javi
coffee and absolutely nothing to act protein.
We had this part,
Yes.
and then
Then one
Javi
morning,
coffee comes
something
in.
different.
It's
The protein hit
saves
first.
the day, and
Crash,
then little
no
brain.
spike. Just clean energy and 80 milligrams of caffeine that actually works because my body has real
This one
fuel.
was like the perfect kind of idea, little brain, and then it like runs about. Like this style would work. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So I'll leave it like that. If you guys have got any questions, drop it in the comments. Get the skill, join the newsletter to get access to the skill, upload it into Claude, and then go off and make your own ads. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.